During the mid-14th century, as northern India grappled with political instability and disintegration, the southern region witnessed the emergence of two formidable kingdoms, the Vijayanagar and Bahmani kingdoms. These states provided a long period of stable governance, ensuring order and prosperity in their respective territories. The rise of these kingdoms coincided with the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, a time marked by widespread rebellions against the Delhi Sultanate. Seizing the opportunity created by weak central administration, both Vijayanagar and Bahmani declared their independence and established sovereign rule. Despite their frequent conflicts, these kingdoms maintained law and order within their domains, promoting trade and commerce. Their rulers prioritized agricultural development and adorned their capitals with magnificent structures, leaving a lasting architectural and cultural legacy. Thus, while northern India remained fragmented, the south saw the rise of two major territorial states. However, the political landscape shifted towards the late 15th century with the gradual disintegration of the Bahmani kingdom. The Vijayanagar Empire, which had stood strong for centuries, eventually succumbed to defeat at the Battle of Talikota in 1565, marking the beginning of its decline. This period also saw the arrival of European powers, most notably the Portuguese, who sought to dominate Asian waters through their naval prowess. Their strategic presence along the coastal region signaled the beginning of a new era of maritime trade and foreign influence in the Indian subcontinent. According to tradition, the founders of the Vijayanagar Empire, Hora and Bokka, hailed from a family of 5 brothers who had served as feudatories under the Kakatiya rulers of Warangal. With the fall of Warangal, they became ministers in the kingdom of Kampali in present-day Karnataka. A popular legend recounts that when Muhammad bin Tughlaq conquered Kampali, Hora and Bokka were captured and taken to Delhi, where they were forcibly converted to Islam. However, unrest against the Sultan's rule soon spread, and the people of Kampali revolted against Turkish authority. Recognizing the suffering of their homeland, the 2 brothers were determined to reclaim their independence. Encouraged by their spiritual guide, Guru Vijayaranya, they renounced Islam, reconverted to Hinduism, and, in 1336 CE, established the powerful Vijayanagar Empire. Under their leadership, the empire expanded southward, incorporating the Chera territories and reaching as far as Rameshwaram. Over the next 3 centuries, 16 rulers from 4 prominent dynasties, Shongama, Saluva, Tuluva, and Aravadu, governed Vijayanagar, shaping its destiny. Shongama dynasty, 1336 to 1485 CE, the founding dynasty that laid the empire's foundation and expanded its influence across southern India. Saluva dynasty, 1485 to 1505 CE, a transitional period marked by efforts to consolidate power and resist external threats. Tuluva dynasty, 1505 to 1570 CE, the era of Krishnadevaraya, the empire's most illustrious ruler, who led Vijayanagar to its peak. Aravadu dynasty, 1570 to 1650 CE, the final ruling house, which struggled to sustain the empire after its defeat at Talikota. The Vijayanagar Empire left an enduring legacy of political stability, economic prosperity, and cultural brilliance. Its architectural wonders, including the grand city of Hampi, continue to stand as testaments to its former glory. In the early 14th century, as northern India faced political fragmentation, the Deccan witnessed the rise of a powerful empire, Vijayanagara. At its helm was the Shongama dynasty, the first ruling house of this mighty realm. The empire's foundations were laid by 2 brothers, Hora I and Bokka I, who established Vijayanagara as a formidable power from 1336 to 1485 CE. The chronicles of the Portuguese traveller Nunez provide a vivid account of how the rulers of Vijayanagara gradually consolidated their power. Although some details remain debated, his descriptions align with various inscriptions and records from that period. According to historical sources, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, the Sultan of Delhi, launched a campaign into the Deccan around 1336 CE. His forces overran Anagundi, a strategic fortress on the banks of the Tungabhadra River. Its leader and his family were executed, and after an unsuccessful attempt at direct rule, the Sultan appointed a local minister, Deva Raya, known in some accounts as Dia Rao, as the governor. However, Deva Raya was not a mere vassal. With the guidance of the revered sage Madhava, he fortified his position and founded the city of Vijayanagara on the southern bank of the Tungabhadra, opposite Anagundi. This location, shielded by the river, provided greater security from northern invasions. The torch of leadership then passed to Bokka I, who reigned for 37 years and was succeeded by his son, Harihara I. Harihara I and Bokka I, pioneers of a new empire, 1336 to 1377 CE. Harihara I, also called Haka or Veera Harihara, was the eldest son of Bhavana Shongama. A descendant of the Kuruba clan, he became the founder of the Shongama dynasty. His reign saw the consolidation of power with the absorption of Hoysala territories. Recognized for his valiant leadership, Harihara I earned titles such as Karnataka Vijayvilas and Yarireya Vibhada, denoting his prowess in battle. Bokka Raya I, his successor, expanded the empire's influence and nurtured culture and literature. A patron of Telugu poet Nachana Soma, he was a ruler shrouded in legend. Some accounts suggest that he and his brother Haka were initially commanders in the Warangal kingdom before being captured by Muhammad bin Tughlaq and taken to Delhi, where they were compelled to convert to Islam. However, they later returned to the Deccan, reconverted to Hinduism, and established their rule. Harihara I, the expanding frontiers, 1377 to 1406 CE. Harihara I, the son of Bokka I, ascended the throne in 1377 CE and ruled for nearly 3 decades. A strong administrator, he encouraged literature, particularly in Kannada. His reign was marked by the completion of significant Vedic works, earning him the titles of Edamarga Pravartak and Dvaitikamarga Sthapanacharya. He extended the empire's frontiers and maintained Vijayanagara's dominance in the region. The era of Deva Raya I, 1406 to 1422 CE. Following Harihara I's death, his sons fought for succession, with Deva Raya I emerging victorious in 1406 CE. A skilled military strategist, he fortified his kingdom but faced challenges from the Bahmani Sultanate. Despite suffering setbacks in battle, his reign saw extensive irrigation projects that strengthened the empire's agrarian base. Deva Raya II, the apex of the Shongama dynasty, 1422 to 1446 CE. Deva Raya II, also known as Pradeva Raya, was the most distinguished ruler of the Shongama dynasty. His reign was characterized by military, administrative, and cultural advancements. He introduced reforms to integrate Muslims into his army to counter the Bahmani forces. His trusted lieutenant, Lakana, oversaw overseas trade, ensuring Vijayanagara's prosperity. Visitors to Vijayanagara during his reign, such as Niccolo Conti and Abdur Razak, left detailed accounts of the city's grandeur. Deva Raya II was a scholar and poet, composing Kannada and Sanskrit works like Isobhajina Som and Imahanataka Sudanadi. He earned titles such as Gajabatekara, the elephant hunter, and held a strong inclination toward Virashaivism while respecting all faiths. The decline and fall of the Shongama dynasty. Following Deva Raya II's death in 1446 CE, his son Mallikarjuna inherited the throne. Despite repelling invasions from the Bahmani Sultanate and the Gajapati rulers of Odisha, the empire began to weaken. By 1465 CE, Virupaksha Raya II, his successor, proved an ineffective ruler, allowing rival factions to gain power. Among them was Narasimha Saluva, a chief from Chandragiri, who resisted external threats and grew increasingly powerful. By 1480 CE, Narasimha Saluva deposed the feeble Shongama rulers and established the Saluva dynasty. This event, known as the First Usurpation, marked the end of Shongama rule and ushered in a new era for Vijayanagara. The Shongama dynasty, despite its decline, laid the foundation for one of South India's most illustrious empires. Its rulers not only defended their land against foreign invasions, but also fostered a rich cultural and architectural legacy that would define Vijayanagara's golden age. The Saluva dynasty, the second ruling dynasty of the Vijayanagara Empire, emerged from the Saluvas, a lineage traditionally believed to have originated in the Kalyani region of northern Karnataka, in present-day India. According to the Garantla inscription, their ancestry can be traced back to the era of the Western Chalukyas and the Kalachuris of Karnataka. The earliest known member of the Saluva lineage during the Vijayanagara period was Mangaladeva, the great-grandfather of Saluva Narasimha Deva Raya. Mangaladeva played a crucial role in assisting Emperor Bokka Raya I in his victories against the Turco-Persian Sultanate of Madurai. His descendants rose to prominence, eventually founding the Saluva dynasty, which ruled the Vijayanagara Empire from 1485 to 1505 CE. The dynasty saw the reign of 3 emperors before being succeeded by the Tuluva dynasty. Saluva Narasimha Deva Raya, 1485 to 1491 CE. Saluva Narasimha Deva Raya, the son of Saluva Gunda, governor of Chandragiri, ascended the Vijayanagara throne in 1486 CE. His reign was marked by attempts to consolidate and expand the empire, though he faced significant resistance from rebellious chieftains. He succeeded in capturing the western ports of Kannada country, including Mangalore, Honnavar, Barkanu, and Batkal. However, in 1491 CE, he suffered a major setback when he lost Udayagiri to Gajapati Kapilendra. His reign came to an end with his death in 1491 CE. Thimma Bhupala, 1491 CE. Thimma Bhupala, the son of Narasimha Deva Raya, briefly ascended the throne after his father's demise. However, his reign was short-lived as he was assassinated by his army commander, who capitalized on the political turmoil to seize power. Following his death, his younger brother, Narasimha Raya II, took the throne. Narasimha Raya II, 1491 to 1505 CE. Although Narasimha Raya II was the crowned ruler, he remained a mere figurehead under the control of his commander, Tuluva Naresa Nayaka. The latter wielded actual power until his death in 1505 CE. Following this, Narasimha Raya II was murdered by Naresa Nayaka's son, Viranarasimha Raya, who then declared himself king, thus bringing the Saluva dynasty to an end. The Tuluva dynasty. The Tuluva dynasty, the third ruling house of the Vijayanagara Empire, emerged from coastal Karnataka. This dynasty traced its patrilineal ancestry to Tuluva Naresa Nayaka, a powerful warlord from the Tulu-speaking regions. His son, Narasimha Nayaka, orchestrated the assassination of Narasimha Raya II, ending the Saluva dynasty and establishing Tuluva rule. the Tuluva dynasty reached its peak under the illustrious rule of Krishna Deva Raya. Veera Narasimha Raya, 1505 to 1509 CE. Veera Narasimha Raya founded the Tuluva dynasty and ruled from 1505 to 1509 CE. He was a devout ruler who generously donated to sacred sites. Legend suggests that on his deathbed in 1509 CE, he instructed his minister Saluva Thimarasa, to blind his younger brother, Krishna Deva Raya, so that his own 8-year-old son could ascend the throne. However, Thimarasa reportedly tricked him by presenting goat eyes instead, allowing Krishna Deva Raya to become king unscathed. There is no historical evidence of hostility between the two half-brothers, and Krishna Deva Raya's coronation proceeded smoothly. Krishna Deva Raya, 1509 to 1529 CE. Krishna Deva Raya, the most powerful emperor of Vijayanagara, ruled from 1509 to 1529 CE. He presided over the empire at its zenith and was celebrated as a hero among Kannada and Telugu communities. He was bestowed with titles such as Andhra Boha and Kannada Rajya Rama Romana. His administration was efficiently managed by his trusted Prime Minister, Timarusu, whom he regarded as a father figure. A skilled diplomat, Krishna Deva Raya maintained friendly relations with the Portuguese governor Albuquerque, whose ambassador, Friar Luis, resided in Vijayanagara. He successfully annexed Onsa from the Gajapati kingdom, solidifying Vijayanagara's strength. Architecturally, he commissioned grand structures such as the Vijaya Mahal, House of Victory, the Hazara Rama Temple, and the Vithal Swami Temple. As a scholar, he was proficient in both Telugu and Sanskrit. His renowned works include the Telugu treatise on polity, Amukta Malayada, and the Sanskrit drama Jambavati Kartyanam. His court was adorned by the Ashtadiggaj's 8 distinguished Telugu poets. Pedana, Manukaratam. Timmaya, Parijata Apaharana. Bhattamurthy. Dujati, Maulana, Raju Ramchandra, Surono, Tenali Ramon Krishna, Panduranga Mahathir, Achyuta Deva Raya, 1529 to 1542 CE. Achyuta Deva Raya, Krishna Deva Raya's younger brother, ruled Vijayanagara from 1529 to 1542 CE. He inherited a turbulent empire facing internal and external threats. Despite conflicting historical narratives about his rule, Achyuta Deva Raya was personally chosen by Krishna Deva Raya as his successor. During his reign, the Portuguese traveller Fernão Nunes visited Vijayanagara and chronicled his observations. Sadasiva Raya, 1542 to 1570 CE. Following Achyuta Deva Raya's death, Sadasiva Raya ascended the throne in 1543 CE. However, his reign was dominated by his minister, Aliya Rama Raya, who initially acted as a regent but eventually became the de facto ruler. Venetian traveller Caesar Frederick visited Vijayanagara during this period. The Aravidu dynasty. The Aravidu dynasty was the final ruling dynasty of Vijayanagara. It was founded by Tirumala Deva Raya, whose brother, Rama Raya, served as the regent for the last Tuluva king and was killed in the Battle of Talikota in 1565 CE. Tirumala Deva Raya, 1570 to 1572 CE. Tirumala Deva Raya, son-in-law of Krishna Deva Raya, re-established Vijayanagara at Penakonda in present-day Andhra Pradesh. His reign faced internal rebellions, particularly from the Nayakas of Madurai and Jinji. In 1572 CE, he renounced kingship and retired to a life of religious devotion. Successors of the Aravidu dynasty. Sriranga Deva Raya, 1572 to 1586 CE, struggled against repeated attacks from the Deccan sultans. Venkata II, 1586 to 1614 CE, strengthened the empire and subdued rebellious Tamil Nadu Nayakas. Sriranga II, 1614 CE, ruled briefly before internal disputes led to his downfall. Ramadeva, 1617 to 1632 CE, continued efforts to maintain stability. Venkata III, 1632 to 1642 CE, maintained relative peace. Sriranga III, 1642 to 1646 CE, the last Vijayanagara ruler, was defeated by Mir Jumla of Golconda at the Battle of Vandavasi in 1647 CE, marking the empire's end. Thus, with the fall of Sriranga III, the glorious Vijayanagara Empire ceased to exist, bringing an end to centuries of remarkable rule in South India. During the reign of the Vijayanagara Empire, polity and administration were centered around the king, who held supreme authority. A council of ministers assisted him in governance. The vast empire was systematically divided into Rajyas or mandalams, provinces, which were further split into nadus, districts, sthalas, sub-districts, and villages, each managed by a village headman leading the panchayat. The governors of these provinces were often royal princes or high-ranking nobles who enjoyed significant autonomy. They maintained their own courts, appointed officials, and even had their own armies. They could impose new taxes but had to pay a fixed tribute to the central administration. This decentralized structure made Vijayanagara more of a confederacy than a centralized empire. The king granted territories known as Amaram to military chiefs, called Palayagas or Nonoks, in return for maintaining a designated number of soldiers and contributing revenue to the central government. Each Nayaka was responsible for agricultural expansion, tax collection, and military upkeep. They demonstrated their allegiance by sending annual tributes and personally appearing in the royal court with gifts. Land revenue was the chief source of state income, with farmers contributing 1/3 to 1/6 of their produce as tax. Other revenue sources included customs duties, grazing taxes, and import-export tariffs. A significant portion of this wealth was invested in welfare programs and maintaining a formidable army, consisting of infantry, cavalry, and war elephants. High-quality horses were imported from Arabia to strengthen the military. The economic prosperity of Vijayanagara was evident in its flourishing industries, including textiles, mining, and metallurgy. The empire engaged in extensive trade with Persia, Arabia, Burma, China, and Sri Lanka, exporting rice, iron, sandalwood, sugar, and spices. The chief exports included cotton, silk, and saltpeter, while imports consisted of ivory, horses, silk, pearls, and copper. The art of shipbuilding thrived, facilitating robust maritime commerce. The vibrant economy was reflected in the circulation of gold and silver coins such as the Varaha, Pagoda, Perta, Phanam, Tar, and Jittal. Society in Vijayanagara was structured into three main classes: the nobles, the middle class, and common people. Nobles lived in grandeur, while middle-class citizens, primarily merchants, thrived in urban centers. The common people, however, bore the burden of heavy taxation. Women were respected in society, with some participating in political and literary pursuits, yet social evils like child marriage, sati, and institutionalized prostitution persisted. The Devadasi system gained prominence during this period. Religion played a vital role in shaping Vijayanagara's cultural landscape. The Shongama rulers primarily followed Shaivism, with Virupaksha as their family deity, while later dynasties embraced Vaishnavism. Sri Vaishnavism, propagated by Ramanuja, gained immense popularity. Despite being a Hindu-ruled empire, the Vijayanagara rulers exhibited religious tolerance. Muslims held administrative positions and were allowed to construct mosques and practice their faith freely. Temples flourished under royal patronage, serving as centers of religious and social activity. Festivals, epics, and Puranas were widely celebrated, playing a crucial role in educating women. The architectural marvels of Vijayanagara were remarkable. The city of Vijayanagara, as described by Portuguese traveller Domingo Paz, was surrounded by 7 massive walls enclosing a vast area of 96 kilometers. The empire's architectural style was defined by tall Raya Gopurams, Kalyana mandapams adorned with intricate carvings, and spacious temple enclosures depicting scenes from the Ramayana and Mahabharata. The Vitalaswamy and Hazara Ramaswamy temples in Hampi, built during the reign of Krishnadeva Raya, exemplified this grandeur. The Varadaraja and Ekamparanatha temples in Kanchipuram, as well as the towering Raya Gopurams of Thiruvannamalai and Chidambaram, further highlighted the empire's architectural brilliance. Music and dance thrived under Vijayanagara patronage. Temple mandapams, with their ornately carved pillars, served as performance spaces during festivals. Sculptures, particularly of horses, adorned temple structures, showcasing artistic mastery. Literature flourished under the Vijayanagara rulers, with significant contributions in Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, and Tamil. The empire reached its literary zenith during the rule of Krishnadeva Raya, hailed as Andhra Boha. He authored Amukta a treatise on polity in Telugu, and the Sanskrit drama Jambavati Kalyanam. His court boasted 8 celebrated poets, the Ashtadiggajars, including Pedana and Madhava. Achyuta Raya supported literary figures such as Rajanatha and Tirumalambadevi, while Narahari composed the Torave Ramayana in Kannada. Saints like Namadeva and Jnanadeva were also patronized. Sanskrit literary works of the period included Ganga Devi's Amadura Vijayam, Krishnadeva Raya's Asha Parinayan and Imadalasa Charita, and Guru Vijayaranya's Raja Kalaniniya. In Kannada, Chamarasa's Aprapulinga Leal, Kanakadasa's Ramadanakarite, Kumaravayasa's Karnataka Katha Monjori, and Purandaradasa's Kirtanas enriched the literary tradition. Telugu contributions included Amukta by Krishnadeva Raya, Manukarita by Alasani Pedana, and Aparajathaprahana by Nondi Timana. The decline of the Vijayanagara Empire stemmed from various factors. Prolonged warfare with Bahmani rulers, Madurai, and Warangal drained resources and weakened the economy. The decentralized governance system led to powerful provincial governors asserting independence during times of weak central authority. The absence of a clear succession rule led to internal conflicts over the throne. Additionally, the lack of competent successors after Krishnadeva Raya further destabilized the empire. The Battle of Talikota in 1565 CE marked a significant turning point, resulting in a decisive defeat for Vijayanagara. Though the empire persisted under the Aravadu dynasty, established by Tirumala Raya with Penakonda as its capital, it eventually fell in 1646 CE. Despite its decline, the Vijayanagara Empire left an enduring legacy. It provided political stability in southern India while northern empires crumbled. The Vijayanagara architectural style influenced temple construction across India, merging elements of Central and South Indian designs. The empire's efficient administration and thriving trade networks introduced new technologies, particularly in water management for irrigation. The Vijayanagara rulers' patronage of arts and literature propelled Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, and Sanskrit to unprecedented heights. Carnatic music evolved during this period, laying the foundation for its modern form. The empire's influence transcended regional boundaries, shaping the cultural and historical landscape of South India for generations to come.